Hey guys, it's Alex, also known as Fishy Fisher, coming at you with a brand new episode of Nothing Harder on this lovely Friday afternoon. Today we're taking a look at the character Marth, who arguably is one of the best characters in the game with a very strong selection of moves to use for his benefit. So we're playing as him, and we start off by facing Ike, who's another Fire Emblem character, also pretty good, obviously not as good as Marth, and Marth is arguably one of the best characters in the game. He definitely was in the previous iterations of Smash, and I'm not so sure where he stands right now, but he's a pretty solid character, and he's generally my go-to for clearing out just enemy, pretty good characters, because, I mean, he's just overall pretty good. There we go. So, going on here, we're playing against Ike on the first Mario circuit or the brand new Mario circuit map for this game. And Ike's not too good. He's easy to avoid his attacks. His counter can be tricky, but I believe the CPU doesn't actually use that. So I get a bunch of down throws, and Marth is very quick and can just do that with a tipper and take out his enemies so super simply like that. So here we go, continuing on in this episode of Nothing Harder, and unfortunately, as you can see, there were no single matches to choose from. So I couldn't, but I went to this one because I saw it was 4 players and figured that it could be a team battle, and of course it was. So I'm going on to this team battle against 4 other characters, and obviously, you know, the rule of team battles, you gotta make sure that there's not 2-on-1 at the end. That's how you, that's just doomed to fail. And one thing I found out with Marth is that his neutral B can actually get some very good horizontal movement if you use it correctly. I'm not entirely sure how exactly to use it, but if you use it properly, then you can actually get some crazy horizontal movement, and it's a very good surprise to your foes with a good strong shield breaker that they don't see coming because they think that you're not in range. So anyways, I might as well go on to the questions, and I'm just clearing up right now. And see how I unfortunately don't have 2 of the same characters on my team. But I might as well go on to some questions that I have today. And oh, I'm gonna go back a little bit, but if you don't know what the show is, in case you haven't already understood, is that Nothing Harder is the name of the difficulty of the show, in which in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and also in 3DS, but if you go to difficulty 9.0 in the classic mode, the difficulty is called Nothing Harder, and so I'm playing every single character through this 3 times a week. And make sure you stay tuned for every episode because they're coming out very frequently, and I'm very consistent with my video uploads. But we're continuing on here, so I'm thinking I'm going to go on to some questions. And if you don't know what I mean by questions, essentially what I do is I answer questions. They can be any question at all. They can be a question about relationship advice, and I got on with that forward smash there, very good. It can be relationship advice, it can be help with homework, it can be anything you want. Generally, they tend to be Smash related, from what I've seen, but today we actually have one that's not quite Smash related. And I answer them, I include your comment on the thing, and you get featured on the show. It's lots of fun. It's just, you know, it's fun to see your name on the video if you watch the show. So I answered a few last time, and we have 2 questions today. So the first question is from Craig Fingston. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm very sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but he asks, "Hi Fishy Fisher." Oh, hi Craig, or Alex. You guys feel free to just call me Fishy Fisher. I think I'll go by that name rather than just Fishy Fisher / Alex. I think from now on I'm also going to introduce my videos as just Fishy Fisher to get used to like talking, because that's going to be my identity online, I suppose. But hi Fishy Fisher Alex. Congrats on 50 subs. Oh yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for mentioning that, because I did recently just hit 50 subs on Wednesday, so I was very pleased to see that, because I just love how the speed at which my channel is growing, and it's just I love seeing the fact that people are enjoying my videos enough to want to subscribe, and 50 people actually have, and it really does mean a lot to me, obviously. I don't take that number for granted. 50 is a lot, and I did not expect to hit that so quickly. But congrats on 50 subs. Have you heard of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate? And if you have, what do you think of it? Now, Craig, Monster Hunter has been a series that I haven't followed really. I got a Wii U, and when I told my friend that, he was so jealous because he is a super, I managed to finish the Wii Fit Trainer there, but he is a super Monster Hunter fan, and the fact that I didn't get Monster Hunter 3 kind of like annoyed him, I suppose. But also I'm going to mention the gameplay, finally onto the first round of what's it called? Of non-normal things, down on the custom moves, and unfortunately I get a Metal Meta Knight, which is a problem, kind of. But, so back to Monster Hunter 4. I have heard of it, obviously, and Monster Hunter 3, I kind of played with my friend when he finally got his Wii U, because he bought the Wii U specifically to play Monster Hunter on it. And, I mean, I played the games, and I don't know, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't know what to think. Also, if you're wondering what I'm doing on the gameplay right now, I'm waiting for Midnight to come over here. I'm trying to get him get a grab and just throw him off the screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because he sees through that, I believe. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't think it's my cup. It's not like obviously they're not bad games and all that. I just personally prefer more fast-paced games like this. And you know, Meta just killed himself. But I prefer games like kind of like more fast-paced and not like that. But obviously with a lot of exceptions. But when I play Monster, it just didn't really stick and leave a lasting impression on me. That's just my personal opinion. You don't have to. It's just that. But so in terms of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, and also like 4v4 right here, this is some intense, fabulous gameplay right now. But in terms of Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, that's the 3DS exclusive, I believe, and I only have a normal 3DS, so the screen's pretty small. And since I have a bunch of games as well, and Smash Bros. Playing this takes up a lot of time, and you'll see that I failed a lot playing as Marth for whatever reason. But a lot of my time is spent by playing, actually, Super Smash Bros. And other games, so I find that I don't really super need to get many more games, which is kind of ironic, because I also did just get the new Kirby game. Expect me to post a video about that, because I'm going to do a funny video compilation, I think. But, I don't really think I don't really need many handheld games because I have the Smash Bros. And I have like Pokemon as well, so I don't really think I need it, to be honest. It's maybe one of those titles that I pursue in the future, but at this current moment, it's not really a game that really interests me enough for me to want to make the purchase and get the game. So that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, like, it's just my opinion, but you want the question, and obviously that is what I think of it. I haven't actually played it yet, so I can't judge it like that. My friend does have a copy, the same guy that wanted really bad to me to get the game, but I didn't in the end, and I'm not sure if I will anytime soon. So thanks, Craig, for that question. Great question, and that actually took a long time for me to answer. And oh, onto the Mii's now, by the way. I'm just going to mention that in the gameplay if you're still watching. I hope you are. But finally on to the second question, and this question is from Dylan Smay, I believe that's his name. And he asks, who is your worst/least favorite character? That's a really hard question for me to ask, because when I answer these questions, I don't do it with any preparation at all. I write them down and I briefly see them to make sure that they're like all right to answer, but I don't actually think of them because I want my answer to be genuine on the show. And I can't really think of who my least favorite character is. Generally, I like playing and I kill myself there like an idiot, but generally my least favorite characters are ones that I just don't really like the look of. Like, I never would really play as, like, Sheik, and because I didn't play Ocarina of Time. My first console was a GameCube, so I never actually played Ocarina of Time. So I didn't know who all these crazy high-tech characters are. And so that was my least favorite, like, characters like that, even though they were very good, as I'm learning like now. But I generally don't play as the characters. But in this game, if I were to think about it, my least favorite character my worst/least favorite character. So I'm gonna assume this is a two-part question. My worst character, I was gonna say like Rosalina and Luma, because I'm not entirely sure, like, and I just destroyed that meme. You saw that was pretty cheeky. But I was gonna say Rosalina, but not because I'm bad with her, but because I don't know how to use her to her full potential. Obviously with the Luma, it's really hard to space correctly. But I think my least favorite character is probably the Wii Fit Trainer. I find like the Wii Fit Trainer is just pretty standard for my taste. It's like a pretty standard fighter. Even with like the down B increasing the smash, the launching power, I find it's just a kind of a standard character that, I mean, I was kind of used to the gimmicks that the Smash 4 characters were offering. I'd say that my least and probably worst favorite character too would be the Wii Fit Trainer. So I'm gonna stick with that answer. The Wii Fit Trainer is probably my worst and least favorite character. So thanks Dylan Smay for your question, and finally on to the gameplay. We're going against Master and Crazy Hand. And for those who don't actually know, Marth has a tipper mechanic in his sword, and that essentially means that the end of his sword will do more damage than the length of his sword. So put it in perspective, and that's what differentiates him from Lucina, who's essentially a clone aside from that. What that means is that if he hits with the length of his sword, I'm going to make it these numbers here, but it could do 3 damage, and then the end of the sword will do 5. And then what Lucina has, her mechanic, is her entire sword, including the tip, will do 4 damage. I'm just making those numbers up, but that's just put in perspective. So Marth can do more damage than her, but it's harder to hit, whereas she just constantly does just decent damage. So I'm not sure which one I prefer, but either way, I'm learning that I can easily counter against some of these attacks, and so I don't waste my shield, and it does a lot of damage too. So it's pretty useful. Any character with a counter makes this boss battle definitely not as hard as it could be compared to other characters who have to rely on their shields and stuff. Because like what I'm doing here is, I was going to use my counter, but I almost died there. And that really quick attack that I always hate and I always mention every episode, unfortunately got me while I was using stage invincibility. But I'm just getting destroyed here. But I still have 2 lives, which is very unusual. And see, there's the counter right there, and I take with Master Edges, still with 2 lives. So this is a very good news, actually. And now just onto Marth, and Marth's very good at one-on-ones. Obviously, with his down grab, I find it's very good. But still, I'm at 168, and it makes it very I'm very vulnerable. But with the 2 lives, I'm in a very comfortable position. He does get me with a down air, but unfortunately, I managed to survive. And now he's slowly losing his health, Master Shadow, and we're continuing on here as my fishy gamer tag as Marth. So obviously I'm just trying to get a lot of damage done, and again with a down air with 2 lives left, and this is the first time I've ever actually entered Master Fortress with 2 lives. So I'm pretty stoked as well, because Marth is a very good character, and I'm decent with him, but obviously not as good as I could be. So I'm starting to destroy it, but unfortunately this guy gets his laser, so I decided to take him out and get up with the Dolphin Slash. I believe that's the name of that move. And I'm just going to continue on here, avoiding that guy, and I keep on hating that character that I don't know the name of. And man, that's that's literally my catchphrase. I'm going to kill him, whatever his name is. And so we're going to go on here, kill him, whatever that guy's name is, and going down here, fast falling down, and taking a few cracks at this little core section. But now oh wow, I actually destroyed it. I forgot about that. Still at 2 lives and at 6%. Very comfortable position to not lose life here, but I'm not in the position to complete the challenge of completing 9.0 difficulty without losing any lives. I am up for the challenge completed on 9.0 difficulty, on Nothing Harder difficulty, within 12 minutes with Marth. And spoiler alert, I actually do it. I'll include a little clip of that at the very end of me getting the challenge of me unlocking and showing the picture, because I was pretty pleased, you know. I managed to do it in less than 12 minutes, and 12 minutes means gameplay time. So I'm looking at the time now, it's 14 minutes into this video, so I've obviously, the whole video has been less than 12 minutes, but I believe it's only gameplay time that it does that. But anyway, we're on to the final section. I'm going to do my intense commentary now. I get destroyed by the skulls, and I get bashed around with the lava. 64%, not a very comfortable percent, but I will take it considering I have 2 lives left. Make a dash attack to knock that guy into the lava, but he doesn't actually die, so I have to take him out because he has to die. I don't want to be launched by the lasers. Trying to launch up there, not doing so well getting up there, and the laser is firing. I want to avoid it. I'm at 73%, not a very comfortable percent, and these guys I'm just trying to take out because they are starting to annoy me. That guy starts firing his laser, and I'm at over 100%. Not a very comfortable position to be at, but now it's time for one-on-one with this Master Fortress 4 section and I started hitting him, but I get launched into the danger zone, losing a life. But fortunately, since I have 2, I can still keep on going. I've never done this before. Running through, avoiding these skull guys, skulloses, skullchillas, blah blah blah. Legend of Zelda. No. I don't know what I'm saying, but we're going on here. There's that laser guy. He's launching his laser. I take him out with a back air, jumping up there. Oh, it's simple. Onto this platform. Can't do it. And we get the dolphin slash and GG. My global smash power being 794,483. Smash power, global smash power, and what can I say? That was a fantastic episode of Nothing Harder. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Again, thank you for 50 subs. I'm just going to repeat that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment as well as a question as well so I can answer next time on the show. And I want to thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video as I slowly destroy this guy. I'll leave you guys with a fail compilation, which is very long, and enjoy the rest of the video. See you guys in the next episode of Nothing Harder. This is Fishy Fisher saying goodbye.